As an illustrator who works almost exclusively in digital-based medium, I would consider my position to fall somewhere between author and activist, using stories, world and character building for social commentary and social betterment. Some of my greatest influences include a wide variety of dystopian and socially critical media. This ranges from video games like Detroit Become Human, TV shows like Black Mirror, or books like Ready Player One. Alongside my fascination with social and technological issues, I am also influenced by the whimsical aesthetics of films like Spirited Away and Your Name. I am most inspired to use my work for social change as a result of current affairs and my personal experiences and observations living as a woman in a capitalist society during the 21st century. As a woman who enjoys gaming, I am interested in promoting greater inclusivity and representation for women in the industry, as creators, characters, and players. I am also passionate about the power of using gaming as a tool for social change, as it has an ever-growing audience and thus ever-growing influence. Looking into the facts and statistics, there is a clear imbalance and lack of representation for women in the gaming field. For example, Statista.com reported that in 2020, just 18% of video games had female main characters, which is especially shocking when you consider that 52% of gamers overall are actually women. Moreover, the games that do feature exclusively female protagonists sell far less, partially as a result of having only 40% of the marketing budget that a game with a male protagonist has. This means that games featuring female characters already have an incredibly unfair disadvantage at even getting funded and seen in the first place. And if nobody sees the game to buy it, creators have no reason nor funds to make any more female-led video games, creating a vicious cycle. There is also a huge culture issue in general surrounding gaming that I want to investigate. Women that are shown in gaming are often designed by men and cater to the male gaze. For example, RPG armor for women is frequently more historically inaccurate compared to the male armor, failing to cover vital organs. Effectively, it's non-functional. Studies such as Dill, Brown, and Collins in 2008 show that men make up to 80% of violent game players, and as of 2020, the majority of games theme around violence and combat. For example, Feminist Frequency report that 85% of E3 games contain explicit violence in 2020. This suggests that games are not catering properly to women's interests. Again, this creates a vicious cycle that, in a way, gatekeeps women from joining. If women are not being represented and if games are not appealing to women's interests, women are not going to be interested or feel welcomed into the community. I want to strike that balance, design games that interest and represent women, and help create a fairer playing field. Alongside this, I am also interested in researching the use of socially critical and dystopian video games for social change. I am looking into different forms of gaming and how this impacts their power and reach. For example, VR installation and real-life interaction. The video game installation Hey Apathy 2011 gives a surreal expression of life in the metropolis, and the in-person interactivity allows for a greater flow of conversation and dialogue surrounding its themes of factory production, war, and commerce culture. I am interested in critiquing the Orwellian state we are increasingly finding ourselves in, using technology to explore the risks of surveillance technology, totalitarianism, and capitalism. One of my main ideas for a video game centers around a complex young woman who finds herself at the forefront of a zombie apocalypse, navigating through romance, friendships, and her inner struggles in a dystopian Britain. It seeks to challenge the typical format of zombie and apocalypse media that focuses around a male protagonist, subverting the tradition of endless violence and a fairly shallow plot. In terms of technical and conceptual processes, I am still in the midst of discovering my personal style and how I can achieve what I want with it. There is a myriad of tools, equipment, and techniques to try and improve at, that will all impact my style and work output, such as 3D computer modeling. Contextually, beyond university, I would like my work to be involved in game design, in game studios, and perhaps in galleries and installations or shows. It would speak to anyone passionate about social change, connecting largely with women and female gamers. In terms of format, I have done a lot of 2D character design, environment design, and some 2D user interface design. Going into third year and beyond, I would like to make more professional user interface for gaming and streaming, 3D game design including low poly, and creating 2D art in a 3D space. At the moment, I am connecting with my audience, sharing my work and concepts as an activist, author, illustrator through social media like Twitter and Instagram. I also showcase professionally on sites like The Dots and Adobe Portfolio. To reach my audience more, I would like to start networking through streaming, gaming, conventions, and talks. This will help me to meet people for collaborations and connect with those most interested in my art and aims as an illustrator. Ultimately, I am looking at expanding my practice as an activist and author into the newest digital ways, advocating for women and generating social commentary, using gaming for good.